everyone. I'm going to show you our favourite books which have changed our lives. So the most life-changing books you could ever read. So we've got a really big bookcase here. We've got so many on here, and there's so many that I want to talk to you about, but I'm just going to try and pick out the best ones, the ones which really made a big impact on our lives for health, fitness, money, career, and just life in general. So I think one book which is really, really good, you've probably heard me talk about it so much, is Atomic Habits by James Clear. I really, really enjoyed reading this book. I've read it 2 times. Back in like 2018 I read it, and then I recently have read it again, and it's just really, really good for helping you be really productive and for building habits that can make a big difference in your life. And I just really like that it's actually really simple and not overwhelming. His concept is like about habit stacking and making small little changes every day, which then can compound and make a huge difference in your life. This is really, really good. So many other people talk about this book. So if you want to get more productive, more motivated, you want to be that person who implements good habits into your life, read this. Another one, guys, I'm going to do a health one now. One which has really, really taught me so much, and that is going to be, there's so many, it's really hard to choose one. I'm probably going to have to say breath. This one is definitely life-changing as well. This taught me so much about why it's really important to nasal breathe and not mouth breathe. This has taught me so much about just proper correct breathing, getting the right dental care, as in like the right type of braces, the importance of chewing and your jaw. Some of you might be like, oh, like breathe with your nose, blah, 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 not a big deal. It literally is so important for how long you live, how well you function. Like if you wake up feeling really rubbish every day and just really tired, even if you got a really good night's sleep, as in like you got like the full 8 hours or whatever, this book will transform you, especially if you're having loads of problems with like breathing and like you feel like you're like a TMJ, things like that. This book is honestly so good. It's got amazing reviews, so many people. It's been the Sunday Times bestseller. If you want to know why we mouth tape at night, read Breath. Another book which is, oh, it's not on the bookshelf, sorry, hang on one minute. I had to go and get this from Mia's room, but this book has been so good for helping me make positive changes in my life when it comes to like my beauty and my health. This is Renegade Beauty by Nadine Artemis. This book isn't just about teaching you how to apply oil and massage your face. This book is super, super deep, and it taught me so much, and it's really, really helped save me literally thousands of pounds on skincare, thousands of pounds on treatments that just at the end of the day wreck your skin. And it's talking all about how you can use nature and your natural beauty and like the body that we've been given to give you healthy skin. So one thing that I took away from this book is how important your microbiome is for your beauty. Like your microbiome is what makes you glow, it makes your skin healthy and supple and stops it from prematurely aging. Another thing I learned about this is how good the sun is for your skin. And another thing which I took away from it, which actually is very impactful for me, is how like hyaluronic acid actually can shrink your skin cells and is actually really detrimental for you. So this book gives you loads of solutions, loads of information, and it's written really, really beautifully. It's more than just a beauty book. It's like full of wisdom and knowledge for women, for like all of our, but like our breast health, everything, like pregnancy covered in here. It's amazing. This it kind of like when I saw it on Amazon, I thought it was about beauty, and that's why I bought it. But then I started reading, and I was like, wow, this was like the universe like guided me to get this book. So Renegade Beauty. Another one to do with skin and beauty, which isn't as deep as this one, but which has been really helpful, is Perfect Skin. This one taught me so much about like facial massaging, and also why a lot of treatments can actually damage your skin. So after Karen and Cameron were born, my skin was quite ravaged from all the sleep deprivation. So temporarily my skin was sort of going through a period where it looked like prematurely aged, and where it just looked really tired and dehydrated. I didn't realize that's kind of a hormonal thing, and your skin can like regain back its like youthful look. So I thought I'd like aged loads. So I was like freaking out, and I thought, oh, I need to have all these treatments. So when we moved to London, I started having like lasers, I started having like all of these types of like treatments on your face, you know, like those like microcurrent ones, things like that. But then I'm really glad that I read this book, because I kind of had like this feeling in me, like, I feel like this can't be good for my skin. I don't understand how like making your skin like burn off and like peel, and that is like good for it. But all of like the people, all of the professionals in the industry, they're like, no, your skin will actually grow back better and healthier and you'll have more collagen. I was like, I just feel like it's not good though. But anyway, I went ahead and had lots of the treatments, but luckily I stopped, and now it's going to save me thousands of pounds of thinking that I have to have all these really expensive lasers and peels and things to actually like help my collagen. In this book by Alexandra Soverall, she's got an amazing beauty clinic in St John's Wood in London. She explains, she's worked on hundreds to thousands of faces, and she's seen the effects what all of those treatments can have on you. Apparently there's loads of Facebook groups about it as well, talking about how damaging it is for your skin, and it can cause loads of irreversible damage, such as when you have lots of facial peels, it can give you facial herpes. For some women, it actually makes their skin grow back actually weaker. So when the collagen grows back, when the skin is restructuring after the damage that's been done to it, it actually grows back weaker. And she said she's noticed that visibly and like physically when she's massaging these women's faces. So this book was really, really good as well. So Nadine more touches upon all the chemicals and toxins in beauty products, but this one does actually delve in some of like the treatments. Like me, and you were really interested in having like a lot of those expensive treatments, because there is a bit of a crossover between holistic health and those kind of treatments. Is a bit of one of those areas where a lot of people who are into holistic health, they also like having those facial treatments, but they're not actually that good for your collagen and for like long-term health of your skin, in my opinion, and from what I've read in this book. They were my two like top beauty books. I have so many other ones, but I'm just going to show you all of my favorites. Another one which I really, really love, and this is quite like spiritual, very deep, and it's like going to help you in your whole life in general. And I'm going to show you two actually. They're quite similar, but one is written by a woman and one is written by a man. This one is called The Science of Getting Rich, and this is a very old book. I'll show you. You probably can't see the cover. It's an old classic by Wallace D. Wattles. It is incredible. It talks about how everybody deserves to get rich, how everybody should have money, and how he even says, and obviously it's written in a very matter-of-fact way, it's a sin to be poor. Which is kind of like the opposite of what we're taught and ingrained in our culture. A lot of people view being rich as greedy and something to be like seen as bad and as shameful, but he's actually saying it's the opposite. He's saying the universe is all about expanding itself, growing and evolving, and money helps us to be able to do that. Like, you can't fully express yourself when you don't have money. So he's not saying to love money and to be greedy. He's just saying that if you're poor and you don't have a lot of money, that's holding you back in life, which I think a lot of people like can agree with. But like, I was brought up in a background where like my family is not rich, and they kind of do not like think that being super rich is like good for you. But this book is really eye-opening, and it really helped me break free from a lot of like the conditioning that I've had from my background and from just life in general. I've just said a few snippets from it, but you have to read the whole book to get the context of it before you start judging it. It's really, really, really good. I've underlined some things in here actually. What have I underlined?
This is actually the other book. You switched books.
Oh, sorry. Did I?
Yeah.
Sorry. And it talks about how you can achieve like happiness and success in your life. It's just really, really, really amazing. It's kind of like a law of attraction book, personal development book. It's really, really good. Sorry guys, but yeah, before you judge it, and from what I've said, it is amazing. Basically, I'll give a little read to you. There is a thinking stuff from which all things are made, and in which in its original state permeates, penetrates and fills the interspaces of the universe. A thought in this substance produces the thing that is imaged by the thought. Man can form things in his thought, and by impressing his thought upon formless substance can cause the thing he thinks about to be created. In order to do this, man must pass from the competitive to the creative mind. Otherwise, he cannot be in harmony with the formless intelligence, which is always creative and never competitive in spirit. So it's it's like a very deep and spiritual book, and it's written in, a lot of the old books are the best. First published in 1910. Wow. Yeah. And another book written by a woman, and it's similar, it's called The Game of Life and How to Play It. I love viewing life as a game. It's called The Self-Help Classic. written by Florence Scovel Shinn. I love this book so much. If you want to read one by a woman, here she is. This is amazing. So if you want to start manifesting some money in your life, a partner in your life, a house, whatever it is that you desire, this book is really, really good. And I'm sure some of you girlies out there will love it. Chapter 1 is called The Game. Number 2 is called The Law of Prosperity. Chapter 3 is The Power of the Word. Chapter 4 is The Law of Non-Resistance. Chapter 5 is the law of karma and the law of forgiveness. Chapter 6 is casting the burden, impressing the subconscious. Then there's love, intuition of guidance, perfect self-expression, or the divine battle. But it's not a battle, it is a game. It is a game, however, which cannot be played successfully without the knowledge of spiritual law and the Old and the New Testament. Give the battle, but it's not a battle, it is a game. It is a game, however, which cannot be played successfully without the knowledge of spiritual law and the Old and the New Testament. Give the rules of the game with wonderful clearness. So that sounds fun. So the knowledge is in here, which is really, really good. And then I'll go on to okay then, if you like human psychology and human nature, all of the Robert Greene books are amazing. They are so good. If you like history, you like psychology, and you like personal development, these are amazing. Robert Greene has even co-written a book with
50 Cent. 50 Cent.
50 Cent.
I saw it in the bookshop.
Yeah, it's amazing. So there's a book called Power, The 48 Laws of Power, which is really, really good. I love that. So if you want to have more power in your life, like in the workspace, in relationships, like power can seem like a negative word, but I just mean like you want to have, there's nothing wrong with wanting to have more power if it's used in the correct way. And not to dominate people, but to actually like have a better life. And sometimes, think about it, when people are in power, they actually benefit others. Imagine like in society, there's like a hierarchy and people kind of want people to be in power and to take charge and to lead. So this book is really, really good for that if you feel like, or if you feel like perhaps, this is from a negative angle, but if you feel like perhaps you might be getting like controlled and you want to know whether you are and you want to know what all the secrets of the game is for that, this book is good. So it's very, very good. It's written in a very exciting way, and I love all the historical stories and accounts in there. Another one which me has just recently read is Seduction. So if
really
you're like
good.
single, or if you want to just become a more attractive person to other people, Seduction is really, really good. And then these ones aren't as juicy, but they're very, very beneficial. There's one called, as you can tell, I've been reading it. It's called, these ones, the smaller versions of those books. We've got some concise ones. They don't have all of the historical accounts in it. It's just all of like Robert Greene's psychology tips in there. But this one is about mastery. So if you want to master a skill or something in life, this is really, really, really good for that. I don't feel like, he's even saying in this book that people don't really, nowadays, like people take pride in mastering stuff.
Yeah.
Which is kind of sad. And then this one is really, really good. So it's called The Concise Laws of Human Nature. So this will help you understand yourself better and other people. It talks about like your shadow in here and like personality traits of other people, or what could be in your personality, and how to like overcome it and be an apprentice in human nature. Understanding other people and being a people person and understanding human psychology will get you so far in life, more than being able to spell correctly and do algebra. I'd say it's one of the most important skills is social skills in life. Some other books which I absolutely love. Some books that I've read recently which I've finished reading, and they've really, really helped with my fitness, like my health goals, is Fast Like a Girl by Dr. Mindy Pelz. This has really taught me so much about, not just about how to fast like a girl without it affecting your hormones, but also it taught me about my female cycle in here, and how like I can exercise and fast and eat around my cycle. And since reading this, now I've been learning more and more and more about female hormones in my cycle, because I kind of knew that you had I called it my PMT week, which is kind of a bit negative, it's the luteal phase, but I've learned so much more from it, and it's amazing. Dr. Mindy Pelz, I love her so much. Another book which has really, really been amazing and I learned so much is The Glucose Revolution. I got some good tips out of this book, such as drinking apple cider vinegar before your meals. And when you eat your food in a certain order, it can affect your blood sugar spikes, which in turn can help keep you a lot healthier if done in the right way. Keeps you healthier, prevents diabetes, helps you not gain fat when you eat your meals, things like that, which is really, really good. Just really simple hacks in here. It's amazing. I love it. What other books? Whatever books. Okay, these are some of Darren's favourite ones. These are like psychology, personal development books. But these ones are by Dan Sullivan and Dr. Benjamin Hardy. The Gap and the Gain, that's really, really good. And 10x is easier than 2x. These can really help you just like ace in life and achieve the things that you want and how to like view things in a positive way. So the Gap and the Gain is sort of talking about if you're always like on to the next goal, you can kind of like end up not feeling that satisfied. And this book is about talking about like feeling motivated by looking at how far you've come and like what you've got now. I'm probably like absolutely ruining how I'm explaining this. Okay, all right then. This is for any of you guys who are quite ambitious already. Most people, especially highly ambitious people, are unhappy because of how they measure their progress. We all have an ideal, a moving target that's always out of reach. And when we measure ourselves against that ideal of where we want to be, who we want to be, we're in the gap. However, when we measure ourselves against our previous selves, we're in the gain. So it's kind of like being grateful for where you are in that. So rather than me thinking, like, for instance, it could be me, like, oh, I wish I could be doing that. But if I actually look about how far I've come, I could feel really grateful. And that gives you like kind of like happiness and kind of like self-esteem to achieve more, because you're looking at the gap.
What you can achieve, not what you have.
The gain. You're looking at the gain, not the gap. Yeah, that's it. When you look back at how far you've come, you're looking at the gain, not the gap. I mean, it's good to look in the future and have goals, but sometimes it can like make you procrastinate, feel unhappy, and like kind of go through life not feeling like the best that you can. So highly ambitious people, or people who are like very like who've got a lot of goals in that, this could be a really, really helpful book. And the 10x is easier than 2x. It's kind of saying that setting your goals higher, like if you 10x your goals, it actually isn't as much effort as you think. It's actually sometimes harder to like have a smaller goal. And it's easier to achieve a bigger goal than it is a smaller one. So you know that thing like aim for the stars. Don't aim here. That's a good one. What other ones have we got? Oh yeah, for any of you girlies who are into weightlifting or you want to weightlift, the Glute Lab by Brett Contreras, the glute guy, is really, really good. This has been so beneficial for me. It's more than just a book about growing your glutes. It's like a big, huge like encyclopedia and Bible of weightlifting and strength training, but it does focus on the glutes. And I think if you focus on your glutes, it'll help build up muscle in other areas of your body. And I had really like bad atrophy, like basically where your muscles melt away and disappear after having parenchyma, and it was affecting my lower back. Like my lower back would just be put out all the time. Like I went on the trampoline once and this was back in 2021 when we lived in Costa Rica, and for like 3 days I was in agony, and I was like, this isn't right, like this isn't me. Like I'm not the type of person where my back gets put out. I was like, this is not normal. I'm like, if I'm getting this in my 30s, what is my back going to be like in my 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s? So I've always known that having strong muscles and having like a strong, healthy body is important. So when my glutes disappeared, which were already quite small anyway, it made me feel unstable. I didn't feel strong, and it also didn't look that good really. It didn't look like normal. There was like muscle that had disappeared there. So I've been building up my glutes, and now I'm really pleased with the process. I feel really strong. My back is supported, my core is stronger, and it's also helped strengthen all the rest of my legs, things like that. So I'm a big firm believer in how important the glutes are. I'd say they're probably one of the most important muscles in your body actually, because it just supports everything, especially in our sedentary world that we're in now. It's just sat down so much, the glutes are always inactive. So I'm not necessarily saying that having small glutes are bad and big glutes are good. It's just having no muscle. You can have small glutes, well, you can have a small butt and it can still be strong and have muscle there. You can have like really nice, lean, compact muscle there, but I didn't have anything. I didn't have anything. And I don't know if genetically I could get a massive big one. And to be honest, I'm really happy with where I am now. But yeah, I love strength training. So that is a really good one there. And then I guess, okay then, we have got to mention Mia's and Sienna's book, Grow and Glow. This is such a good book for young people, like older women, like my age, or like my sister and some of my friends. They've read this book and they said it's really, really good. But this book is mainly written for tweens and teens to help them get through puberty. And Mia and Sienna wrote this book together. So it's Grow and Glow, the Fizz Sisters Guide to Being Happy, Healthy and Glowing from the Inside Out. So it's kind of like a bit of a personal development book. for young people, young girls, which I think is just absolutely sweet and amazing. There's recipes in here and everything. So all of these books which I've shown you, all of our favourite ones. There's also some pregnancy ones that I'm going to be adding onto the website. I don't currently have them right now because I'm not having another baby, but there were 3 books that absolutely changed my life. Honestly, changed my life. Like, it changed my life because I had the 2 most beautiful home births with Karen and Carm, and I owe it to those books. So I'm going to be adding those onto the website soon. And every time I read new books and I enjoy them and they benefit me, I'm going to keep adding them. So they're all on glowinghealthy.com. We've got a book section. We've got more books on there as well, loads on here, and ones that we haven't got at home right now. Because when we left London, we did have a little bit of a clear out. And we gave some to our friends and things like that. But there's loads of like far out health books on there as well, which I know some of you guys would really enjoy. So yeah, I love books. Books are so underrated nowadays in this like screen world that we're in. I do listen to a lot of podcasts. Well, not so much now, but I have done. Darren listens to more. I listen to a lot of podcasts. Sometimes I watch them as well, and I learn a lot of information from there. But you can't quite beat reading a book, especially if you do it in like the hour before you're about to go to sleep, or when you go on holiday and you travel. I've learned so much from books. It's a really good way to unwind. It's a good way just to grow your character and hear other people's opinions and to learn things. And even if you just take one thing away from a book, it can literally, honestly, cliche, can make a huge difference. So you don't have to necessarily agree with everything the person says, but everyone's got some information that you can benefit from. You know, like how they say that you have friends that like give you things in certain times of your life, and there's people that you come across, even like you might meet one stranger in the street, they might say one thing and plant a seed. I think books are like that. But the old classic books in particular are some of the best books you can ever read, because a lot of books nowadays are written in a way where like the publishers kind of had some control over it, and also like they kind of have to fill books out with a lot of fluff to get the pages up. So some books are written kind of like there's just so much like repetition, they don't get to the point, where some of these old classic books, they are very short and concise, because they always have like this introductory chapter that they have to add on as well to fill it out. They just got to the point, they're straight talking, they're not trying to be like, am I going to offend someone? Like back in the days then, people were just like, their language, the way they spoke, the way they thought was a lot different to how we are nowadays. They were way more intelligent as well. I mean, the language and the way they talk. A lot of the new modern books you read now, the paragraphs are really short to help with people's short attention spans. The language is dumbed down. So if you actually want to learn and grow and expand your mind, reading the old classic books will give you the source of all the information, what these other books are coming from. That's another point as well. A lot of new books nowadays, all of those people have learned all of their things, and they're like actual old mentors are all of these people. So that is really, really good. What I wanted to say. So hope you enjoyed this. If you've got any like books that you love and that has changed your life, let us know as well. Like send me a DM on Instagram, Georgiana Fizz, on here, on Snap. Let me know. And yeah, don't forget to check our book section out, because there might be a book there that could really benefit and change your life as well. Another dinner is served in our house, and today we have a Colombo curry. So this dish is coconutty and limey and full of spices, loads of nourishing spices like cumin, coriander, fenugreek,
Wow,
cloves.
this looks delicious.
I can't remember the rest.
You
There's so many
made
spices.
this
Yeah, there's tempeh in here, aubergine. I've added in a huge lot of spices. I even pre-toasted them and then ground them up myself, so it tastes really fresh. Usually when I make curries, I put like a tablespoon of curry powder in this, but it's got like 6 to 8 tablespoons of like ground spices that I ground up myself. So this meal is one that I put a little bit more effort in. It's one of my meals that took a little bit longer, but still it's relatively quick. But I wanted this to really slow cook, and all the smells of like simmering in the house. So come and have a little bit of a closer look. We've got chickpea tempeh in here, aubergine, we've got green jalapeno, pepper, onion, then all the spices, canned coconut milk, a bay leaf in there. It's really, really delicious. It's like a Caribbean inspired like curry dish.
This looks amazing.
Then I've made this like creamy coconutty, it's like a tzatziki, but I thought it would really complement and cool down any of the spiciness in the curry. Then I've got semi-integral rice here, which is half brown, half white rice. Basically it's been half like processed. I love white rice, but I prefer brown rice. So then it's a bit the best of both worlds. And then we've got some leafy greens from our garden. We also meant to have some herbs, fresh herbs, but I haven't actually got those out yet. But I just love having curries. I just find that you can add so many spices into the curry and herbs, loads of different vegetables. Sometimes I'll even add in beans along with like tempeh or tofu as well, so there's like extra protein in the dish. So there's a healthy fats coming from the coconut oil. And then you can like serve it with loads of different sides. Sometimes we have like a little chutney side salad that we make with finely chopped up red onion, with cucumber, with tomato. That's really, really nice. Also, guys, a little tip. I always start every meal off with a shot of apple cider vinegar. This is unpasteurized apple cider vinegar. It's 1 tablespoon. And then I mix it, or dilute it, should I say, with some water. This is really, really, really good for reducing your blood sugar spike of your meal. I think you can do it from like up to 30%. I can't remember. I learned about it in the Glucose Revolution book that I've read, and I start every meal with. It's really, really good. It boosts your metabolism, boosts fat burning, really, really healthy for you.
Are we gonna have more greens in that?
I asked Sienna to get them from the garden, but I think that's all that you've managed.
Sorry,
to
there wasn't that
salvage
many.
today.
I feel like they've gone down a lot.
Yeah, we've got loads of greens that need to be steamed. We've got loads of like Swiss chard and things like that, so maybe I could go and get those,
But then again, it is hard to see because it's like a jungle, and there's so many tiny little tomatoes.
But yeah, guys, I'm so excited for Darren to see this as well. It smells so good. The whole house just smells of like curry. I just love that smell. It's so comforting.
Should I try some? It's quite like citrusy.
Yeah, it's a citrusy one, like the lime's
I
quite
love
tropical. I added a lot of
I love
turmeric in
that,
it as well. That's another thing. So there's so many spices that I was like, I can't keep up.
Oh, it's so good.
I didn't add garlic because sometimes I find that's too strong. And I didn't add in any green chilies because of Cohen and Karma eating it. So there was meant to be more spices that I could have added into it. But yeah, guys. So tuck in. And thank you for coming over for dinner, guys. Thank you. And for dessert, we have
brownie. I made a chocolate brownie. Well, of course, it's chocolate. It's a brownie. But it's got like chunks of chocolate in it, macadamia, pecans, loads of stuff. So
this is raw.
And it's raw. Yes, completely raw. I've never made a raw brownie before, so
so it's like brownie, but
yeah.
With you. Wow. So what is it made out of then?
So it's literally just made out of nuts and dates.
Ducks.
It's made out of nuts and dates. Dates and nuts.
Wow, look at that chunk. Wow, Mia. And it's got your homemade chocolate chunks in it as well.
Yes,
I'm going to try
and
that.
then lots of nut chunks. Is it good?
Wow. You're so good at making dessert. I would have tried. It tastes so good. Sinner.
This is a good one. If I made like chocolate, melted chocolate to go with it. No. But I'll remember it.
We need to write this down, guys, so you guys can make it as well. So nourishing. Won't give you breakouts, won't mess up your hormones. Gives you building blocks.
No, it's really good.
It's definitely a glowing healthy recipe now.